In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 leaves you can actually use to boost your rabbit's growth. 3 leaves, 3 vegetables you can actually use to boost your rabbit's growth. So if this is your first time seeing me, here in our channel we teach you how to become a successful rabbit farmer, successful rabbit breeder and a pet owner. So if that's what you find interesting, consider clicking the subscribe button and like this video. So the first leaf I'm going to be talking about in this video, I already talked about it previously. The 3 leaves I'm going to be talking about are leaves that can actually help boost your rabbit growth. Leaves that contains a lot of protein, that contains a lot of fiber. You know, when rabbit consumes fiber, it helps them to digest their food very well. So if their food is well digested, they will surely increase weight. So I'm going to be explaining all this, and the last leaf I'm going to be talking about will actually blow your mind. Yes, I bet you didn't know this particular leaf actually boosts rabbit growth. So watch till the end so that you actually learn from this video. So the first leaf I'm going to be talking about is the papaya leaf. I explained how to use papaya leaf as a booster for your rabbit, because I hear a lot of people saying my rabbit is growing very slowly. What's the cause of this particular slow growth rate in my rabbit? So some of these things is because you don't really know how to combine few leaves and feed to your rabbit. There's a way you can actually use just leaves and feed your rabbit, and they will grow very well, almost compared to someone who is using mainly concentrate, but not compared to it, because concentrate will be way bigger. Yes, but there's a way you can actually mix some few leaves and do your thing and go around it. So the first leaf here is papaya leaf. You can use the papaya leaf, the dried one. When you dry the papaya leaf, you squeeze it, like you turn it to powdered form, then you mix it to your rabbit feed. That's the way to feed it. When you are feeding this papaya leaf to your rabbit, you add 5% of this papaya dried produce, the dried ones, you add it to their feed, then you mix it up in there. Then 5%, that's if you are feeding the rabbit 100 grams of pellets, you put 5 grams of the papaya leaf inside the 100 grams of pellets or 100 grams of concentrate feed. You put it in there and you mix it up and feed it to your rabbit, and your rabbit will grow, and you see the growth rate will be very massive. I already did a video on that. Maybe I'll put a little slip on how I actually did that papaya leaf. So the next leaf I'm going to be also talking about is the wheatgrass. I showed you guys how to grow your wheatgrass. Wheatgrass contains a lot of fiber. Yes, wheatgrass contains tons of fiber, a lot of fiber that can actually help fast growth in your rabbit. So if you are able to feed your rabbit with this wheatgrass, I bet you that your growth rate will be very high, because once your rabbit food are digesting well, they will actually grow very well, and they'll be free of bloat and things like diarrhea. You will hardly see bloat in your farm. You guys know bloat is as a result of indigested food. Yes, indigested food. When your rabbit food does not digest very well, they will have bloat, and if they are fed like feeds that are not really good, they can actually have bloat. So if your rabbit feed are well digested, you will cut bloat 50% off. You will not see bloat, like 50% off seeing bloat. That's what you eliminate from your farm. So the last leaf I'm going to be mentioning here is the moringa leaf. Yes, moringa leaf. I know most of you know the moringa leaf as a leaf that can be used to increase the breast milk of your female rabbit. Yes, but moringa leaf actually does a lot of work when it comes to rabbit farming. Moringa leaf can also be used to increase the growth rate of rabbits. Yes, moringa leaf contains 22% protein in it. Yes, so if you are able to feed moringa leaf to your rabbit in the right proportion and in the right size and in the right time, you will actually see difference in your growth and the growth of your rabbit. Here, so I'm going to be talking about how you can actually feed your rabbit moringa leaf, the importance of moringa leaf to your rabbit, and also why you should feed moringa leaf to your rabbit. So the first reason I'm going to be talking about the how to feed moringa leaf to your rabbit is that you need to feed moringa leaf 3%. Yes, 3% of moringa dry concentrate to your rabbits. Yes, 3% of the dried one. Mix it inside your rabbit feed, and they'll eat it just like you mix the papaya, the dry one. Then you can also feed moringa leaf fresh too, like you just go and cut it fresh from the bush and feed it to them. Moringa leaf does not really require a lot of washing because it grows up there, not like the cover crop that grows on the floor that insects do lay their eggs. It grows up there, so even if you feed them directly, it does not really have a side effect to them, like it does not really have an issue there. Yes, so another one also is that the importance is that moringa leaf increases digestibility, just like I said in the fiber in the wheat grass that increases digestibility. Moringa leaf also increases digestibility in rabbits. Yes, moringa leaf increases digestibility. It's very, very good in helping your rabbit food digest. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is that moringa leaf increases your rabbit growth and prevents some bacteria from harming your rabbit. Yes, so if you give your rabbit moringa leaf, you won't actually be having need to use antibiotics. So you cut off that cost of buying the antibiotics. If you are using your moringa leaf for your rabbit, you cut off the cost of buying antibiotics. So moringa leaf actually helps to prevent some few bacteria that actually affect your rabbit, maybe the gap worms and the tapeworms in the moringa leaf helps to fight them. Yes, it's like an organic way to kill those bacteria. Another thing is that moringa leaf reduces stress. Yes, maybe let's say your rabbit have been stressed and you see your rabbit is not really eating or stuff like that. Maybe the rabbit has been restless. Moringa leaf reduces stress in rabbit. So if you feed your rabbit moringa leaf, you can actually reduce stress in rabbit. The next thing and the most interesting part of this moringa leaf is that moringa leaf increases rabbit fertility. Yes, moringa leaf increases your rabbit fertility. Let's say for instance your rabbit was giving birth to 3-4 kids or 5 kids. Moringa leaf can actually increase the number she's giving birth drastically. This one I actually learned this very recently from a book I was reading about rabbit farming. Moringa leaf is a very, very good leaf for rabbit, so you really need to plant it out there, maybe in your area or in your little backyard. You can actually plant this moringa leaf, or if you have a place you can get it around you, you should consider getting it, because moringa leaf, hey, is very, very wonderful. As the Ghana person will say, hey Charlie, moringa leaf is good. So do well to get moringa leaf, give it to your rabbit, and you will see very good changes in your rabbit farm. So one of the major things I will also advise you do is also make sure you always feed your rabbits with multivitamins so that they can actually be eating very well. Because if you feed them this multivitamin, they will consume these grasses I've mentioned here in higher quantities. Yes, you know, as more they eat, that's the way they grow very, very fast. They will consume these grasses in higher quantity, in higher sizes, so they will grow very, very fast. So I hope you learned something from this video. If you did learn something here, do well to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and please turn on the notification bell. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell on this video. Thank you once again, guys, and do have a nice day. And until next time, as I always say, peace out.